A ZBN feature presentation. What causes a dreamer to dream? What inspires an astronaut to want to reach for the stars? Space opera has been around since media began. Radio broadcasts of Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, War of the Worlds were brought to television, inspiring many of our producers and writers to attempt telling their own awe-inspiring adventures. This list doesn't include all of the space operas out there, and I'm sure everyone has their own opinion or their own top 30. However, maybe it'll open doors for others to explore and maybe even like or love a new show that they hadn't known existed. So let's get to the list and see who I picked for my first 5 and our top 30 countdown to the best space operas ever made. Thank you, and this is Darth Victus. Originally Techno Voyager in Japan, Thunderbirds 2086 is loosely based on Jerry Anderson's Thunderbirds Are Go. It was dubbed to English by ITC. The show only aired 24 episodes and was considered a commercial failure by HBO, who distributed the show to catch a younger audience in the afternoon, and to also compete with G.I. Joe and the Transformers. The show itself was light years ahead of its time, though, with clean animation and dialogue that rivaled most Hollywood movies. The show follows a group of 5 cadets working for the International Rescue Organization. The vast array of vehicles and equipment in their arsenal allowed the Thunderbird team to respond to emergencies on or off the planet at a moment's notice. Although the series is in obscurity due to licensing troubles, it remains popular in most European countries and in Australia. Thunderbirds also has a small cult following here in the United States. Thunderbirds was produced in 1980 and can be seen on YouTube. Though it hasn't been released to DVD, you can still find bootleg copies all around the net, as well as eBay. Several production companies have expressed an interest in reimagining the Thunderbirds 2086 television show. However, it's very unlikely that such a remake will ever be made. 1975, Jerry Anderson embarked on his science fiction masterpiece, Space 1999. Inspired by Stanley Kubrick's epic 2001, Space 1999 starred American actors Martin Landau and his wife, Barbara Bain. The series premiered in competition with Doctor Who, a long-time BBC-run program, and saw limited viewing time in the United States. It was the most expensive British-run television show up to that point and became a critically commercial failure. However, its stories and themes were awe-inspiring, and the show only aired 2 years out of a proposed 7. It is even fact that George Lucas himself was inspired by the show, as the Millennium Falcon's original concept designs resembled the Eagle. When nuclear waste stored on the moon explodes, sending it tumbling through space, the base's 311 personnel are in for an adventure. Much like Lost in Space and Star Trek, the members of Moon Base Alpha find new worlds and encounter alien races. Notable guests included Christopher Lee, Joan Collins, Peter Cushing, Julian Glover, Sarah Douglas, David Prowse, Brian Blessed, and Peter Bowles. ITC produced the show under direction of Jerry and Sylvia Anderson and has been released to DVD and Blu-ray. There is even a planned reimagining of the show by ITV Productions called Space 2099. In 1982, Japanese Studio New released what many describe as the best Japanimation space opera ever, knocking down the giants like Mobile Suit Gundam, Vanguard Ace Force 5, Lion Force, or Voltron in the United States, and it set the standards high for the genre. Macross is over 30 years old with several sequels including Fire Bomber, Macross Plus, Macross Zero, and Frontier. And yet again, another series is in production as this video is being made. The series itself is a model for anime today, and still holds a heavy significance. Macross was released to the United States as Robotech by Harmony Gold in 1984. It was a combination of 3 unrelated shows. Robotech also edited heavily to meet what producers called an age requirement. Robotech, however, is just a shadow of the Macross series that hasn't been released in the United States due to legal matters between Studio New and Harmony Gold. After an alien ship crash lands on Earth in 1999 on an island in the Pacific, ending a decade-long civil war, humankind reverse engineers the ship, calling it the SDF-1. Soon the creators of the ship come looking for it, setting up a battle across the solar system. There are DVD releases of the original show, and it can be seen on Hulu in its entirety. The music in this segment was actually used in the Macross series as the main title for Do You Remember Love, the Macross movie. In space, no one can hear you scream unless it's the battle cry of the U.S. Marines. Hoorah! Space Above and Beyond was a commercial success, earning 2 Emmy nominations and 1 Saturn Award. However, Sunday night time slot given to the show often saw it preempted by Fox Sports. As a result, the show was canceled after 1 season. It was ranked 50 in IGN's Top 50 Sci-Fi Shows of All Time and described as yet another sci-fi show that went before its time. Set in the year 2063 through the year 2064, the show focuses on the Wild Card Squadron, stationed aboard the supercarrier Saratoga, a Space Navy aircraft carrier. The Wild Card Space Aviator Cavalry Squadron, who acted as pilots and ground officers. Their ship, the SA-43 Indo-Exoskeleton Atmospheric Attack Jet, aka the Hammerhead, was very unique and had never looked like anything that had been produced before. A galactic war ignites when humans who believe that they are alone in the galaxy are attacked by a race called the Chigs. Notable appearances from Coolio and David Duchovny, among others, and of course Arlie Ermey as Sergeant Major Bunkus. Space Above and Beyond aired in 1995 and the 1996 season and was produced by the same team who brought us The X-Files and Millennium. It was known by several different names in other media outlets. In Norway, it was called Squadron 58. Sweden, Battle for Telios. Denmark, Space 2086. And in Poland, it was called Star Squadron. Space Above and Beyond is available on DVD, and there are no plans as of yet to release it on Blu-ray. "2001 was an epic from the minds of Arthur C. Clarke and Stanley Kubrick. Produced in 1968, the movie deals with a series of events between humankind and mysterious black monoliths that somehow have affected the course of human evolution. After tracing a signal from the moon to Jupiter, NASA sends a team of scientists to investigate. Astronauts David Bowman and Frank Poole are the only 2 to make it, though, as Discovery's sentient computer, HAL, murders the rest of the crew. What they find would change the world forever, however, no one will ever know. It wasn't till the year 1984, when 2010, the year we make contact, was released, that we'd find out the rest of the story. 2010 takes place 9 years after David Bowman disappears into the black monolith orbiting Jupiter. The movie, starring Roy Scheider, Helen Mirren, and John Lithgow, deals with the Soviet-led mission to the Discovery to find out what went wrong. After discovering sentient life on Europa, the team of American and Russian explorers reach Discovery and witness something wonderful that is about to happen. Both these great movies are currently available on Blu-ray disc. Thematically, the films delve into elements such as human evolution, technological advances, artificial intelligence, and extraterrestrial life. It is notable by its scientific accuracy, pioneering special effects, and open-ended imagery. Both films have a very strong and loyal following. However, the follow-up, 2061, has yet to be optioned at this time. Thank you for joining us this evening as I count down from 30 to 26 from the top 30 best science fiction space operas ever. I hope you enjoyed this program, and I hope you tune in next week to find out what number 25 through 21 have in store for us. Thank you, good night, God bless.